welcome to another Ninja Bill Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers, Bumblebee, Cyberverse Adventures, Deluxe Class, Hotrod. And obviously I have done some custom work on this, so this will not be the standard retail version we're looking at. I will point out what's going on here, but before we take a look at all of that, we will take a look at that. And I will raise my camera up here. There we go. A little bit too high. There we go. And here it is. Pretty cool. This is the back of the box. This is Hotrod. He is a heroic, his daring hero. There he is in his robot mode. Takes 13 steps to go between each mode. There he is, alt mode. It says Fusion Flame. There's the Build-A-Figure. There is the 8 toys in this line. So far, I've just recently read reports of the second line coming up, so still pretty cool. There is the artwork on the side. It says Deluxe Class. There is the front. I've already taken this. That's the background you see going on back here. I thought it was a great background, so now I'm using it. Build-A-Figure again. There is the Build-A-Figure Macadam. Pretty cool stuff. So, and if you're interested, this is how he looks so far. Still need Thunder Howl for the head. So this is how he looks so far with all the pieces except for the head. So I'm just set him back there for now. And that's pretty much the instructions in there and whatnot. He's actually pretty easy going to figure out. You don't really need those. So we'll get rid of the box. And we'll get back to this guy. And we'll lower the camera again. There we go. And he's pretty cool. Comes with 2 accessories, which are these fire effects right here going on. Pretty cool. And he rolls really well. Oops. Rolls really well. Even after the custom work I did, I was very careful with it. And yeah, those flame effects just pop right off. And you'll see there's 2 tabs on each flame effect. And they will go into 2 slots on the side of the vehicle. You can see them right there. Pretty cool stuff. We'll take those off and we'll take a better look at them. Set him back, and these are the flame effects. They're pretty cool. Just done in this orangish yellow clear plastic. There is a port for, does he have one? Yeah, right there is the only one I know of on this figure. There's some going on there, but yeah, and it will fit on that port. Now you know why that peg is not fully painted. Because it got some yellow on my fingernail there too, I noticed. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, and it comes with 2 of them, and they're pretty cool. I dig them. They will look great when I do my Hot Link review. These will go well with Hot Link. I really wish Hasbro would sell just packages, bubble inserts, or bubble card backs with just effects parts. That would be awesome. Anyway, moving on. We'll set those aside. Quick comparison. Get him over here. Here is the Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. They look pretty good together. A little big for a semi-truck. This would be need to be about twice this size to really be, work with it. The Ultimate Class is a good size and get, scale-wise, real-life scale, but otherwise pretty cool. And yeah, so there you go. A little bit longer than Prime. Here it is with a Studio Series figure. In this case, Off-Road Bumblebee. Pretty cool. There they are together. So again, longer than B. Pretty cool stuff. Get rid of that. And yeah. So obviously I've done some work on this figure. Obviously you can tell. Such as the black here on the feet with a bit of yellow in there. Yellow on that spoiler. tires have been repainted. You'll see more work in there. We'll get to that in his robot mode, but really that's all I've added for the alt mode. Was just this yellow spoiler. Everything else was done for the looks in the robot mode. And you know, this isn't a bad toy, okay? It isn't a bad toy. On it, you know, I like this alt mode. I do. It's pretty cool. Got some details there. Nice spoiler. I've got to clean that up. Look at that. I thought I had it pretty clean, but I guess I missed a spot. Oh well. I'll have to redo it. Take care of it later. Still a work in progress anyway. I'm not finished painting it. There's the tires. Again, I painted those. I didn't like the red tires with just a bit of black on them. Nice black windshield there. Some detail there. Got some headlights. Black around them. Black stripe going down the front. Pretty cool stuff. I've got to finish painting those in. Not quite done yet. Like I said, it's still a work in progress. Nice Autobot logo going on up there. Again, there's the spoiler. I painted all this yellow. Oh boy. Look at that. I totally missed on that. Like I said, it's still a work in progress though. You know, it's not the final look, but, and this is not exactly as you saw in the back of the box, how it looks standard. This pretty much all, except for this and the blue on the tires and a bit of black. This right here, that right there, and that. It's all red. It's just the one big red, and especially in robot mode, it's almost all red. So much red on this real estate that it is just left untouched. So, you know, I decided to do something about it because the looks is really what threw me off. There are other issues I have. Most of the issues I have with this guy are in robot mode. But the vehicle mode I think looks really good. So, speaking of that robot mode, let's zoom out here and get right to it. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and pull back. It tabs in 3 spots up here. You got to break that connection. There we go. Break that connection there. Pull straight back. As far as we can go, there you go, just like that. With these arms, all you got to do is pull down on them. So that's what we'll do, because they'll untab from in here, untab from the front, pull down, like so. Do the same thing on the other side, untab up here, pull down, as far as it'll go, which is that far. Again, one of the problems I'm talking about, go ahead and fold that up as much as you can. Go ahead and fold this back, fold this out. You can see more detail I painted in there. We're getting there. So now what you can do is go ahead and fold this like that. Take this up, fold these out, and you'll see more work I did there. Go ahead and turn this around like so, and that will soft tab into place. Fold that back. Now, I wish there was a tab in there. You have this little section here, right, which is supposed to go into that port, but it doesn't really tab at all. It doesn't really, so and it sort of just sits around it. But anyway, one final thing you do is go ahead and untab that, and there you go. Fold down those feet, and you have him in his robot mode. And you know, I like the toy, but I find most of the problems with the toy here in robot mode. And again, this is a work in progress. It's not a finished custom, but here he is. And now I've obviously added yellow to the spoiler, right? Yellow in those forearms. Now in the show, they're just blue, tiny little blue dots on each forearm. I decided to go with a more G1 look here. Got the lighter blue there with the darker blue, just like you saw in the box and in the show. That's done. Added blue right here. I need to add a tiny bit of blue in some chest detail right there. And again, I've got to give it a second coat right there and there, because it's not quite finished. But he's pretty cool. Some blue in the knees. A bit of yellow there in the feet. Sort of a blend between his G1 and the animation model, more the animation model. Still, it's pretty cool overall. And we'll take a quick look at that mug. There it is. Got some blue eyes on a gray face, bit of gray there in that crest. Got some molded details. Very hot roddy. No, it isn't bad. It isn't that great either. Nice molded details there. Chest is that a decal or is that paint? Yeah, it looks to be paint. Pad stamp, probably. It needs a lot more of it. That's the one thing about this figure. Because otherwise, this was just black here and no color at all. Except for there, and there. And on his face. Literally no other colors going on. Nothing but red. So I had to fix that. It was an eyesore. Alright? It was an eyesore. So anyway, I also changed the fist. Painted the fist because in the animation model he has black fingers and red on the back of his palms. And I tried to color match as best as possible. So I've got red on the back of those palms and black on the fingers. Bit of orange there. And we'll talk about robot articulation here. Head will look tiny bit up, no down really, side to side. Kind of a confused dog look as I've heard people call it. Shoulders only go out that far. Got some elbow for slightly over 90 degrees. Rotation at that ball joint for the elbow. Get these up out of the way. You do have a waist rotation. This kind of gets in the way, but if you move it out, you'll get a lot more. So, you know, it is what it is. Forward is not very far at all. There you go. Not a complete forward, but, you know, not bad. Back. And I have painted the orange here and here. It already came with a bit of orange here, but not a lot of it. Not like the animation model. I completed that look. So, and I added some yellow there on the crotch. Because there is supposed to be more details, like yellow right there, and then black, 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 and black. So I've got to finish that up. And that'll look more like the animation model. Anyway, his knees will only go that far. And you gotta kind of force the last bit of it because this molded detail and the way this is designed, you kind of gotta force it and sort of bend, stretch the plastic. One of the problems I have with this figure also is that these legs do not always stay up. It doesn't really, it should lock into place solidly, it does not. So sometimes, like you can see he's sort of leaning that way, is because this one isn't all the way out and it won't stay up. There you go. So anyway, his feet will go up a tiny bit, go back all the way. Does have a nice rocker. So there you go. And it'll rock the other left and right. So pretty cool. All in all, I mean, it isn't a terrible figure. It's just, it's got a lot of issues like these. Like on Optimus Prime here, a lot of this is his whole arm right here. But as you can see, it folds away. It folds up really neatly. You got some folding to do, and it folds up, and it looks cleaner. And they could have done that here. They could have done that here. This entire huge panel is just his arm. I've got a problem with that, okay? I've got a huge problem with that. They could have done it here, so maybe if even folded it up this way would have been a little bit better. It's just chocked with problems. The leg here won't stay up, and when you sit it down, it just drops back down into that leg. I don't care for that. I wish it had more head articulation, and you really can't get anything more out of it. You can't. I took it apart to see what I could do, and it's a ball joint in there, but the way the helmet is designed, the head is designed, you really can't do anything about it. I mean, it sits lower. The ball joint actually sits. The ball joint actually sits right about there, midway. That's where the ball joint is, right there. So there's really nothing you can do to fix that issue. It's sad. When the way they designed it, they should have had, I like that they have a nice look going on there for the neck. I appreciate it. I do. I like that molded detail. I do. I forgot to talk about that. but it would have been nice to have maybe a little more play in this, because it's silly to not have that much articulation, whereas the rest of these figures in the line have that basic piece of articulation. He does not. I wish the shoulders could go higher. Sure, you can kind of force it, but then you pop it off the joint. But you know, it's just not. It's not all there, and I'm not entirely pleased with. You see, I had to pull that leg back down because it always falls back down. This one is a little worse than this one. Another problem. Pardon me. Another problem I had with this is the loose joints. This one is a little stiffer, but yeah, you can see that, and it's just. I can fix the ball joints here, but those will be a little bit, you know, more problematic. And I did put on some nail polish there on this one to make it a little bit stiffer. Oh, and he does have a double elbow, by the way. I forgot to show that off. He does have that, at least, but it doesn't really look that great, again, because of this panel. Now, speaking of arms, these flame effects can, just as they did in vehicle mode, work the same way. Those slots, the tabs on those, and then you simply pop those in there. Pop those in there like so. Being a little more difficult than it really is, because I'm not lining it up. Come on, there we go. Now they're lined up, and anyway, there you go. You have flame effects going on. Whoosh. I really like them more on I really like them on Hot Link. I do, but you know, they're there. They're pretty cool. I do like the flame effects parts. I really do. I think they're some of my favorite effects parts that we've gotten so far. And Cyberverse has a ton of cool blast effects. They do have cool blast effects in the Deluxe line, so you can't get them anywhere else. If somebody wants to sell you, you know, effects parts, by all means, don't ask me. I'm not selling them. I'm just saying. If someone wants to sell you their effects parts, great. But I can't imagine people buying these Deluxe figures just for the effects parts, you know. So I don't know. I wish, like I said, I wish Hasbro would just sell, you know, a card back. You know, give us one of these, you know, only full of effects parts. You know, that I think would be cool. You know, just have a blister card, you know, full of effects parts, like 6 or 7 or 8, you know, between 5 and 8 blast effects parts in various colors. You know, I think that would be awesome. So anyway, get that out of there. This has been my look at Transformers, Bumblebee, Cyberverse, Adventures, Deluxe Class, Hotrod, and I'm well pleased with how he's starting to turn out. My custom is, but the figure by itself, standard, it's not that great. I think it's the poorest of all of the Deluxe figures. I really do. I think he's the poorest. I think they could have used. You've got 2 Decepticons and 6 Autobots in the first wave of the Deluxe line. We could have had 3 Decepticons. You could have replaced this with a Soundwave, a Starscream, anyone. You could have replaced this figure because he is the weakest of all of them. And I think he would have been better off. But anyway, he is part of the line. There it is. You can't change that, at least. But it's up to you whether you want to pick this guy up. I did add some orange back in there. I forgot to talk about add some orange back in there to give it a little more color too as well. Other than that, nothing much. So I think what I've done is pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you check out my playlist. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to stay up to date. Be good, stay safe, stay healthy, and I think that's about it. So stay tuned for more.